And welcome to part 4 of recording your drums with 2 microphones and no compromises. I'm pouring a cup of coffee because we're gonna go down and have fun with the speaker today. I'll explain. So just to recap so far, part 1, we recorded our drums with 2 mics, focusing on the kick and snare sound. Part 2, we went in, did an overdub of our tom, just to make up for some of the depth and punch that was lacking in the first recording. Part 3, we recorded the hi-hat and cymbals, which finishes the drums as a performance. Now we kind of need to put everything together and make it feel more cohesive. So we're going to create a room track by sending our recorded drums out that speaker into this relatively large room. And I'm going to set up a room mic that's going to record it from quite a distance. So a couple ways you could do this, both work great. You can, if you want to set up both your microphones, and they're not matching microphones, then you can do varying depths. So do like a far mic and one that's closer. Or you can just do 2 separate recordings and use the same mic in 2 different spaces, measured equal distance, and then get like a true stereo pair of room mics. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Now, one great advantage that we have creating this room track right now is we have the ability to isolate our drums from the cymbals. So you'll want to print a set of room mics with no cymbals, just the drums, and then one with the cymbals mixed in. And just make sure that your blend that you're sending out the speaker just sounds natural in the way you want it to. If something's not leveled properly, like the kick's way too loud or the snare's not loud enough, just make sure there's a good balance. And just the last thing before we record this room track, we are using one speaker that's hooked up to just one output of our interface. So make sure anything you have panned is centered out so that you get all of your tracks equally blended as they're intended out the one speaker. All right, let's do this. Other side, chord. Room track is recorded now. I think it sounds really awesome. It's definitely the final glue that this recording needed to pull everything together. So if you don't have a monitor to do this with, or your room just doesn't sound desirable at all, you can use reverb or like room samples. There's tons of videos on YouTube showing you how to do both those things. So let's hear the effect the room mics have on our drum set.